Send them outside last time I'm asking. Last time, I promise you. Last time.
And welcome back to the Civil Rights Lawyer channel. One of the things I get asked about the most is, what are your rights when the cops come to your front door? Well, you're in luck because I've done a bunch of videos on that, but here's some new footage that you're not going to want to miss. And you're going to have to watch to the end because it's really one of the craziest Ring doorbell type sets of footage I've ever seen. It's showing cops showing up without a warrant, refusing to leave in the face of the homeowner asserting her rights. So apparently this is February 15th of this year, and this is taking place in Lorain, Ohio, involving Lorain, Ohio Police Department. And this was sent in via submission by the homeowners.
Those fellows that just walked in, can you send them out to talk to us, please? Because I need to talk to them.
What's the problem? They was taking my door from the wood.
I need to go talk to them. What's the problem?
It looks like Kyle Rittenhouse.
What did they do?
I'd stay inside the house.
And I need to talk to them, so please send them out here.
What do you mean? Well, they don't talk to us.
Man, this isn't up for debate. They need to come
I'm not
outside.
arguing with you.
You are. You have to. You
I
are.
was walking on my window and they literally crossed over.
Yeah, they crossed over in not a crosswalk, so please send them outside for me.
There is no crosswalk over
97.
here.
Send them outside.
Is this really a jaywalking allegation?
I'm saying to you,
So they're clearly standing within the curtilage of this property.
He's a police officer. He's asking.
Okay. And y'all take them that way and make them from this too. They went to the corner to get my
So
door.
you're not going to send them out. You're not going to send them out. You're not going to send them out. You're not going to send them out.
Why? I mean,
Are you going to send them out or not? Because this can go an entirely different way. You want to get arrested for obstructing? We can go that route.
Obstructing what?
Send them out.
They have rights. I have rights as well.
Yeah, and their rights right now are to come outside so I can speak with them.
Come outside. So they're
I'm
in their
conducting a
house.
lawful traffic stop on these three males.
They clearly have no warrant. The homeowner clearly has not consented to their presence, hasn't invited them in.
And now you're saying it's a traffic violation?
You're right, because they're walking, they're jaywalking, not in a crosswalk, across the street. Send them outside last time I'm asking. Last time, I promise you. Last time. You're being rude.
No, he is being rude, and we have rights.
The last time he's asking.
What the fuck am I gonna do?
Jaywalking. How many times?
Jaywalking. The homeowner is asserting her rights. They have no right to be on her property without a warrant. They're within the curtilage of the home that's protected under the Fourth Amendment.
You understand you're just prolonging this.
No, I'm saying,
They have no rights to be on the property other than what any regular person would have under the state trespassing laws.
You know what I'm
Do you
saying?
feel better?
No, do you feel better? Did you
No.
think you got a fucking badge? Do you think you got one shit like I deal with this shit all the fucking time? Y'all think that y'all carry a badge that y'all can be disrespectful and talk to people like that and treat people like that? They're fucking minors. He's pulling up like rob the bank and he's screaming, yelling.
He's not screaming and yelling. You're coming out guns hot, and he needs to rise to the level that
I'm
you
sitting out
are.
my window and I see my son come across the street with my nephew and his friends, and y'all pull up all crazy.
Okay, and we asked them to stop for a minute, and they scurried inside.
What do you mean, they scurried?
Hey, I'm not arguing the phone with you. I'm telling you what happened. You either want to agree with me or you don't. It doesn't make a difference.
Okay,
Explain to me
so
what
if I
happened.
show my camera right now, you said something to my son. Because there's four cameras and there's
Go ahead.
cameras.
This is where you ask them to leave and tell them to come back.
No, because they walked in this door.
Exactly.
Exactly. So I'm right. Thank you.
So you're getting us for jaywalking, that doesn't even make sense.
All right. Listen, you want to go whatever room, you go whatever room you want.
Is he wearing an ATF badge? Really?
Where were the girls? There's no girls.
Is that what the ATF is doing in their spare time? Investigating jaywalking complaints regarding minors in Lorain, Ohio? Probably a better use of their time for us. Of course, they need backup at this point. Kids who jaywalked. Mom's angry, asserting her rights. Better check the back door. Before we continue the video, I want to give a shout out to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. Everybody who smokes cigars knows that not everyone likes the smell of cigars. There's actually a great way to find great fragrances that people actually do like. Scentbird lets you try a new designer fragrance every month for just $17. Every month you get to pick what you want to receive so that there are no surprises. With each fragrance you'll get a 30-day supply so you can try them out before committing to a full-size bottle that can cost up to $150 or even $500. The fragrances come in these nice pouches. When you open up the pouch, you can take out the Scentbird case, which is a really cool case. There you can open up the actual cologne or perfume vial, and the vials are filled all the way up. This specific fragrance is Royal Forest from English Laundry, and it's more of a casual, fresh, and fruity smell. This is my favorite out of the 3 fragrances because it's just right for covering up that old cigar smell that tends to linger around, especially in the wintertime. Another fragrance that they sent me is Ormond Jane, and it's called Ormond Man. I really like this smell. It's a very woody smell and something that would be great for the fall. You know, they say that scent memories are one of the strongest types of memories, good or bad. I think my best scent memory is that my dad wore a certain type of cologne, and just the smell of it instantly brings back great memories. Scentbird is a great company to get you introduced to different fragrances and to see what works for you. So see what works for you. All you have to do is use my coupon code LAWYER55 for 55% off at Scentbird. So it's just a little over $7 for your first month. Available in the USA and Canada. Once again, thanks to Scentbird for the sponsorship. Check out the links below. So they're surrounding the house. They've probably got a sniper in position down the road. Next, they're bringing the canines.
Yeah, and when I try to, if you shut up for 1 second, if I do a traffic stop, I have every legal right to go out with them. They run in this house. I have a legal right to speak to them. I'll get warrants for him. I'll get warrants for him.
So he does not have a warrant. He says he'll go get a warrant. Okay, go get a warrant.
What's their name? What's their name? Give me their name and date of birth. What is their name? What is their name?
What is their names?
What is their name? What is their name? If you don't want to give it to me, I will arrest you for obstructing. I'm not playing around. What is their name?
So it sounds like she's inside her house.
He's a fucking minor, Mr. Highhorn.
He's going to arrest her for obstructing without a warrant on her property.
What ordinance is that?
The only thing they have a right to do here is a consensual encounter, and it's clearly it's not a consensual encounter.
No, I believe it.
You see the police cars with the lights on, one of which is blocking the driveway, not parked in an actual parking spot. They're wearing uniforms. There's an overt show of force. They're sort of surrounding the house. They're making threats to arrest. Meanwhile, they have no right to be on the property at all.
The police are here saying they're going to arrest me and get a warrant for Jordan, Hank, and Jacob because I sent them to the corner to get the girls. The bus is late.
They've admitted they don't have a warrant.
If you could just have it come out here and talk to me, we can end this whole thing right
They're
now.
saying they're getting them for traffic violations and I'm impeding and they're going to arrest me because they ran with clearly they didn't know what they're doing the whole time watching.
Hey, excuse me, man.
Okay, what's your name? That's okay, but I can still have you. By law, you have to give me your name and address.
You want to talk to me?
ATF, investigating minors jaywalking. I wonder if the Department of Justice Inspector General's office is aware that this guy is wearing an ATF badge and berating mothers inside their front door without a warrant over their kids allegedly jaywalking.
That's what they're trying to make me make the kids like us saying they ran about watching.
If I had all your kids' information, I would leave and get out of your hair. How about you just leave because you don't have a warrant nor any legal right to be on the property?
Like my fucking brother-in-law is an actual fucking police officer. My nephew is a fucking legal lawyer for dog people, for police officers. I got corrupt ass police who think that y'all wear a badge, that y'all have entitlement to civilians.
Man, what's your name so I can get out of here?
They're trying to, I don't know, because more than likely when they come out of
You're working and I'm trying to leave. What is your name?
We're on speakerphone right now, they can hear you. They're all behind the house. Can you guys please get off my property? Can you please get off of my property?
No, because we have a legal right to leave. Our last chance to let them in.
All right, so she's expressly demanded that they leave the property, and they expressly refused. And they claim that they have a legal right to be there. Oh, really?
My name
What is that legal right? Because the Supreme Court of the United States says that the curtilage of the residence is highly protected under the Fourth Amendment, and they have no right to be there in the absence of a warrant.
So what is just giving Mary, what is your last name? And we will get everyone off your property. What is your last name?
Mary Pilgrim.
What is your last name? And then we will get everyone off your property.
You should be able to find it.
Yes, we're gonna leave if you get it.
No, you're not. You're on
You want to bet? I'll leave right now. You give me
Then
your
leave.
birthday. Give me your birthday.
Then leave.
Give me your birthday. 97.
This is ridiculous as hell. And I've been watching out the window the whole time. Some of they jaywalked, they literally came out the alley and crossed the street over this way.
27.9.
I mean, there's really no argument here at all that they're engaged in a potential encounter, what the cops call a knock and talk. I mean, this is really outrageous
I swear to God,
behavior.
I got that on camera.
This is just full of Fourth Amendment violations here.
Mary, I got a supervisor coming out here talking. You know, I'm just gonna crawl on this, right?
Now he says a supervisor is coming out. Wonderful. Maybe he's heard of the Fourth Amendment.
Yeah, and I'll tell him how you've been obstructing this entire damn time too. Okay. All
But you
right.
never said nothing to my child when he crossed the street.
Yes,
You
I
came
did.
from this way.
I did.
You literally came from this way, and
We
they
told
were
them to stop,
already
and then they
in
ran
the
in your
yard
house.
coming up the
We
stairs.
told them to stop, and then they ran in your house. Everything is recorded.
I'm entitled to know your name and your badge.
6347.
What is your name?
6347.
Hey,
ATF Special Agent 6347. There you go. You got my badge number.
ATF Special Agent
Oh, they finally made it.
standing on a lady's front porch in her yard
I don't understand.
without a warrant, refusing to leave. And here comes the supervisor.
What, you're demanding stuff to this guy, but you won't cooperate with him?
That's the supervisor's response. Is that you're demanding stuff from the trespassing police officer, but you won't give him your information? Well, no wonder we have these problems if this is the supervisor.
How can I help?
Look at all these people trespassing. How many cops did it take for jaywalking? Minors jaywalking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
But can they call 5, 6, 7 more?
You didn't cooperate.
You need to cooperate. No,
And I advise
she doesn't need to cooperate. You need to leave the property.
We have 50.
Can you let me talk, young lady?
I'll be outside and listening to you.
Yeah. Everybody else is $747 this house. There's no problem on the street. Ticket or something?
I just refreshed my memory about this house.
Fist bump. Job well done, bro.
It's all right, because there's another walk up and down the street with a gun and this and that. No, I know why.
All right, so they charge her with that's still so she obstructed from her own property, her own curtilage inside her house. The officers had no legal right to be there. They had no legal right to conduct an investigation there. Completely bogus charge. All right, let's back up the video to the beginning. The cops were saying that they had tried to initiate a traffic stop of some juveniles who were jaywalking, and that it was sort of a pursuit into the house. And that could be their only possible legal theory here of a hot pursuit, which is a joke. So here we see somebody walking up, a shadow, don't appear to be running. Then we see the police car, and clearly the shadow, that's the kid, who's already on the front porch of his home. There's no pursuit. The police still have no right to just walk up on the property uninvited. That would not qualify as hot pursuit, in my opinion, especially when they don't have any reasonable suspicion for anything other than jaywalking. So that's a joke. Well, what did you think about that? Let me know in the comments. But I've done some videos on this, so you ought to kind of know the answer to this. The cops are at her house without a warrant, no question about that. They don't have any right to be on her front porch. They don't have any right to be within the curtilage of her home, which is basically your yard. The only rights that the cops have in the absence of a warrant or a couple limited circumstances is the same rights that Girl Scouts selling cookies would have. If there's an implied consent for them to be there on the property, if that is revoked either implicitly or expressly, which it definitely was in this case, then they have to leave the property. If they don't It's a Fourth Amendment violation, and I think that's what we see here. They're asked to leave numerous times. They're going to forcibly stay on her property and force this woman, or attempt to force her, to provide information about herself and her sons when she's asking them to leave the property. There is no question, very well settled U.S. Supreme Court case law in every federal circuit, that under those circumstances, that is not a consensual encounter, that it's not a knock and talk situation where the cops are just talking to you consensually at your front door. They are forcing this. They've been asked to leave. They're refusing to leave. Their only legal option, their only constitutional option, is to go to a judge and obtain a warrant, which of course they can't do because the only potential crime they observed was jaywalking when her kids walked across the street and walked into the house. That's a joke. The only potential exception to the warrant requirement that could apply would be hot pursuit. But again, this is a jaywalking allegation. There doesn't appear to have been any pursuit. They appear to be lying about that. The video footage shows the shadow of the kids walking into the house pretty slowly, and they just try to initiate a stop at the last second, but the kids are already on the front porch. They're already within the curtilage of their home. The cops are going to have to go get a warrant. And nevertheless, they issued the woman a citation for obstruction. Just like a couple other cases I've had, a couple other videos that I've done. Unless it's a kangaroo court, that ought to go nowhere because she was under no legal obligation to comply with them investigating on her property in the absence of a warrant. I'm curious to see what your take is on it, so please watch it and let me know. And as always, thanks for watching. If you like to look through this type of content, please subscribe. And I did it a little bit differently this way. Let me know if you like that or the way I've done it in past videos. Remember, freedom is scary. Deal with it. I'll see you next time.